There are 4 ingredients to the good life: health, wealth, love, happiness. And today we'll talk about number 2, wealth. Because if you want to reach financial freedom and take care of the people around you, earning money is cool, but being able to grow and multiply your money, that's where the magic happens. And that's where those dreams can come true. So how do you actually do that? Well, the answer is investing. And over the last 15 or so years, I've invested millions of dollars of my own money. I've made countless mistakes. I've had a few winners, but most importantly, I've learned a ton. And if I could go back to that young boy getting started in his investing journey, this video would be it. So if you're looking to get involved in investing and multiplying your money, maybe there's something in here that help you do it bigger, faster, and better than I did. So back when I was 18 or 19 years old, I was just a broke university kid. I used to sneak into the IT labs between classes, which is where all the computers with internet access was, and I'd be trading these speculative resources stocks. And the reason I chose resources stocks is because they had volatility. They'd be bouncing around 5, 10, 15% each day, and that was exciting for me. But most importantly, the thing I did was I got involved. I had skin in the game to start learning, because I truly believe it's only applied knowledge that counts. And if you are just learning in the abstract in the textbooks, you're not going to learn as much as you can when you've got real dough on the line. And each day I'd learn something, because I'd invest $1,000 in some stock and I'd go down 20% next day and I'd lose $200. And that would hurt. I'd be like, what happened? And then I'd go and figure out, oh, they made an announcement. What's an announcement? Okay, so when public companies have news, they release it to the market immediately. Got it. When else do they do announcements? They also do it 4 times a year in quarterly earnings. Got it. And piece by piece, you put together this giant lattice work of how this game actually works. But that all starts actually getting involved. But anyway, I was trading these speculative resources stocks for a few months, maybe even years. And I went and told one of my mentors what I was doing. And he just looked at me and said, Andy, you're not investing. You're trading. You're gambling. There's no difference between what you're doing there and going to the casino. If you really want to multiply your money, you got to learn how to actually invest. And he gave me a copy of Benjamin Graham's The Intelligent Investor. And this book led to me learning about Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger and all the greats. But that completely changed my frame from trading to investing. Because if you want to multiply your money, investing is the way to do it. But there's 3 big things from that investing framework that have really stuck with me. And I've seen them play out over and over again the last 15 years, which I'll share with you next. So the first one is to understand, how are you actually making money? And it sounds simple, but in understanding that everything you buy is a piece of a bigger thing. So those little tickers I was buying, those stocks, were actually ownership shares in a business. And if you want to make money, you understand, well, what's going to change for me to make more money and that piece to be worth more? And there's really only 2 things that change. The first one is, how much money does this business make? Well, the second thing is, what multiple of money are people ascribing to those earnings? Let me give you an example. Let's say it's $10. The business makes $10 a year, and people are ascribing a 10 times multiple in that. Well, 10 times 10 is $100. Great. Let's say that $10 goes to $11. Well, 10 times 11 is now 110. You just made 10%. But it also works on the other side. Let's say that regulation changes, technology changes, whatever, and people are only ascribing 5 times to that. Well, 5 times 10 is 50. You just lost 50%. You get it. And the real magic happens is when you can find those 2 engines working together. When you've got earnings compounding and growing really quick, and you've got the multiple of those earnings compounding and changing. That's when you can have these massive outsized returns. But anyway, I didn't understand that. I didn't even know the difference between copper or coal miners. And that lesson just really stuck with me, because whenever I buy something, I ask myself, do I truly understand this? And what's going to change for me to make money on this? And even when you know that, leading me to lesson number 2, you still need to figure out, where do I have an unfair advantage where I can focus and learn more about the market or an investment than other people? Because you need to have some sort of edge. And the way that Buffett and Munger describe it is the circle of competence, which is, what do you know and what are you an expert in at? Because that's where you should focus. I had no business trading resources stocks. But the thing was, over the last 15 or so years, I've now developed my competence in online and technology and digital businesses. And it doesn't matter how big that circle of competence is. It's important you know, where does it start and where does it end? Because if you really focus on your area, then you'll have a better opportunity to find these good investments. Otherwise, you should just stick to an index, because there's too much risk in chasing individual stocks. Anyway, the third one, maybe the most impactful one, is even when you understand how do you make money and you know where to focus, you still need to do the hardest thing, which is be patient. And there's 2 types of patience. The first one is patient in finding good investments. They said that you need to kiss a lot of frogs to find your prince. And the second one is patience in actually being in your investments, because it's not about timing the market, it's about time in market. You need to pick the right investments and just be patient and let these things compound and multiply your money over time. And when you get those 3 things right, which anyone can learn, I truly believe you can be best positioned to multiply your money, even if you're a broke university kid, trading resources stocks between classes. If you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you on the next one.